We're going to read about the King of Glory ascending into heaven, Psalm 24. This is what the Word of God says. A Psalm of David. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. For he has founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the rivers. Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord? And who shall stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and a pure heart, who does not lift up his soul to what is false, and does not swear deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. Such is the generation of those who seek him, who seek the face of God, the face of the God of Jacob. Selah. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and lift them up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Selah. This is the inspired word of God. You may be seated. Perhaps the least appreciated work of Christ is the ascension of Christ. The incarnation, the resurrection, the return of Christ, they all receive greater attention in the church. In our preaching, in our Sunday schools, the ascension of Christ is the forgotten work of Christ. However, Psalm 24, it's going to draw our attention back to the glory of Christ's ascension. And this psalm, it reveals the glory of Christ ascending into heaven to take his seat at the right hand of God, where he now reigns as king over all of his enemies. Now, there's a simple outline that we can remember this psalm by. It's really simple. The true God, the true Israel, and the true Christ. So first, look at verses 1 and 2. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. God owns all things because he created and he established all things. This is somewhat of a Job moment. David, he's writing to the cynical, the proud reader and David's asking the question, do you refuse to submit yourself to God? Well, where were you when he founded the seas? Where were you when he established the rivers? David brings our attention to what God has done in creation, and he says, this is the true and living God to whom all men are accountable to. Second, the true Israel in verses 3 and 6. David, now after building this chasm between God and man, he's going to tell us, well, who can come? Who can ascend the hill of the Lord? Who can stand in his presence? Who can worship him? He says it's those with clean hands, those with a pure heart, those whose affections are not given to falsehood or to vanity, but to the things of God. Those who seek after the face of God in prayer. That's what verse 6 is referring to, this generation who seeks him. And when we read these distinguishing marks of who can approach the Lord, our next questions should be, well, who gave us these clean hands? Who gave us this new heart? Who mediates our prayers before the Father? And that brings us to verses 7 through 10. The true Christ, the only one who can ascend to the hill of the Lord, and the only one who brings us with him. And I want us to imagine the scene. Luke describes it at the end of his gospel in the beginning of Acts, where Christ has completed his earthly mission. He conquered sin and death, and now he's being welcomed into heaven. The gates of heaven are being opened before him. And this is what the psalm is describing. The ascension of Christ, it's not him retreating from earth, it's Christ being enthroned over earth. And now the gates are being summoned. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Now, next question, who is the King of glory? Well, he is the risen, or he is the slain lamb, now the warrior king. He's the risen and ascended Christ who reigns at the right hand of God. He is the humble shepherd who cares for his sheep, and he wars off the wolves. He is the true Christ, and we must all live for him. Church, lift up your hearts.